Hey guys, this is Iceberg and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanna talk about a new release with a mythical name, the CVJ Medusa. This is flagship single DD IEM with beryllium coated diaphragm in metal housing, priced at $150. Well, let's explore why Medusa could be your ideal partner for music, movies, gaming and everything else. Let's go! And before moving on to the review, I would like to thank the Linsol store for providing the Medusa and their care. By the way, you will find all the purchase link in the description below the video. Alright guys, let's start with the box, because damn it, CVJ really surprised us over here. The box looks like it comes from a premium segment with a matte black color and the pictures of snake-haired goddess Medusa on the front, which immediately bring a mythical vibe. It's all about elegance, darkness and seduction. On this side, we can see that this model was created in collaboration with R2E3 and Deep Atlas, which we'll meet again later. And on the back, we can see the model specifications and a brief information about the manufacturer. Inside the box, we find a velour surface with the shells themselves, a modular 2-pin cable, a 4.4 plug, a small plastic case with the image of the Atlas, 2 cases with the silicone ear tips, and some documentation. Well, let's talk about the cables separately, because it's real step up from the typical stock options. It's the same silver-plated OFC cable with a modular connection that supports 3.5 and 4.4 connections, providing access to a wide range of sources. The cable itself is covered with a pleasant rubber and feels soft, light, flexible, comfortable, but with a slight memory effect. At one end, we can see the branded gold-plated plug, which can be easily replaced for another. In the middle there is convenient splitter, and at the other end there is ear hooks with the pin connections and channel indications, blue for the left and red for the right. Speaking about ear tips, the Medusa comes with the 2 sets or 6 pair of silicone ear tips. They are made of soft and comfy silicone, keep their shape well and provide a good fit and isolation. So the first set is black ear tips with a standard bore and tall base. The second set is grey ear tips with a red bore and a wider base, but less height, which remind me of spiral dot tips. Overall, the only difference here is the height of ear tips, and if you want a deeper fit, go for the black ones. And if you want a tighter fit with a better isolation, the grey one is your choice. The shells themselves are a masterpiece of engineering. The bodies are made of CNC aluminum with a minimalist completely black and simple design, with a red and blue CVJ logo recessed into the faceplate. The shells have a semi-open design due to the large mesh on the side of the shell and near the nozzle. By the way, let's talk about the nozzle. It's wide but not tall enough due to the shape of the shell, providing a comfy fit without any discomfort. The Medusa shells are small and very light, barely noticeable in the ears. The shape is ergonomic and streamlined, following the contours of the ear and minimizing pressure for hours of listening. The fit here isn't particularly deep, but secure, and the vents prevent pressure. The isolation for semi-open design is excellent, so street noise and subway rumble are effectively blocked, though not as completely as in closed models. The shells fit perfectly in my small ears without discomfort even after several hours of listening, so I can absolutely recommend this model for small ears. Okay guys, and before moving on to the sound impressions, let's take a look at the Medusa graph. It follows a neutral balanced curve by CVJ Acoustic Labs, with a slight rise in the sub-bass at 3 dB, a smooth transition to the mid-bass, natural and flat mid-range frequencies without deeps, and a controlled treble with a small peak in the lower treble around 7 kHz, a dip around 12 kHz, which can soften sibilance but make the sound little dark, and an extension up to 20 kHz. Overall, the graph shows a smooth W-shaped sound signature. The bass and treble are slightly emphasized, The mids are neutral, but with emphasis on upper mids for clarity. There are no sharp peaks or dips, everything is smooth and clear. But does it sound like the graph shows? Let's find out. Wow, in reality Medusa sounds incredibly lively and coherent, as if you're looking at a magical painting in a gallery, colorful and complete. Their sound is comfortable, balanced, enveloping like a cozy evening with your favorite playlist, but with a mythical charm of Medusa. Not aggressive, not hyper-detailed, but musical and refined. The ventilation holds at ironess, making the soundstage surprisingly spacious for a single DD. I'm impressed by how engaging and versatility they are for their price. They are not just another pair of mid-range IEMs, but a truly standout model. So, let's break down the sound by frequencies to understand why I like them so much. The bass in the Medusa is perhaps their strong point if you appreciate control and texture, rather than the punchiness or bass head. The sub-bass is deep and but restrained. It doesn't hit you in the head like subwoofer, but rather envelopes you like a soft wave. In a track like Massive Attack Angel, the sub-bass feels like a soft, springly push that adds atmosphere without drowning out the rest. It sounds beautiful, with good depth, but not as much powerful as basshead models. I would say that sub-bass is about emotion and control, not rolliness. The mid-bass is where the Medusa really shines. It's punchy, fast, textured, and juicy like a ripe fruit, adding weight without muddiness. In Fake It But Sitter, every kick of the bass drum is pure joy, sharp but not smart, with excellent control. No rumbling or humming, even in complex EDM tracks like Animals by Martin Garrix. The only nuance is, if you are a fan of ultra deep bass, the Medusa may seem a little restrained. But for me their bass is a golden mean, driving, clean and never muddy. The vent holes help avoid rumbling, making the bass airy and controlled. The midrange is the core of Medusa, and they really did a great job here. The lower midrange is warm, rich and has excellent vocal texture. Male vocals are brought to the forefront, sounding full with a slight hoarseness. In Heart by Johnny Cash the voice is so emotional that it gives you goosebumps. The lower midrange adds weight and depth, but without muddiness. Instruments such as acoustic guitar and cello sounds natural with the right timbre. The midrange is clear, slightly forward, which makes the vocals, especially female vocals, bright and lively. In White Flag by Dido, her voice soars above the instruments with excellent resolution. Every intonation is audible without the hints of nasality or muffling. The guitars in rock, for example in What I've Done by Linkin Park, sounds juicy with a driving crunch. In Pump It by Black 8 Piece, the upper mids pulsate with dynamic, bring energy, full of detail, but remain natural, without harshness. They are lively and expressive thanks to the W-shaped and are ideal for long listening sessions. But where I got stuck, there are a slight lift in the upper mids that adds energy to the vocals and strings, but in complex tracks, such as metal, it can be a bit shouty. Not critical, but a noticeable accent. The treble in Medusa is a separate story, and here I was pleasantly surprised. For IEMs with a single dynamic driver, they sound crystal clear, airy, detailed, almost like hybrids with a complex configuration. The cymbals rings metallically, with clear tails and no harshness. In orchestral music the strings and brass have that airiness which creates a sense of space. The extension of the upper frequencies is excellent, they stretch far with good resolution. Sibilants are under control, even in tracks with bright, ringing sounds. There's no annoying hissing. But here is where they fell a little short. At high volumes or in bright tracks, the treble can become slightly sharp, especially if the source is bright. It's not fatigue on the level of cheap chifi, but after an hour at volumes about 60%, not slightly fatigue. The soundstage in the Medusa is not the widest one in the world, but surprisingly open for single driver IEM. This is thanks to the semi-open design with ventilation, so the sound is not trapped in your head, but seems to float around you. The width of the soundstage is slightly above average, but the deep and H create a concert hall effect, especially with the complex music. The imaging is precise, with vocals always in the center, guitars and keys on the sides, and the drums slightly behind. It's also a joy in the games or movies, with the sense of the space. Detail is strong point for this price range, transient or fast, especially on the bass and treble, which provides clarity in the complex tracks. Comparing to the Simgot EA500LM, both models are single DD, so the sound is cohesive like a single piece. Medusa is balanced W shape with emphasis of naturalness and airiness, thanks to the semi-open design. It's musical, lively, with soul, punchy bass, intimate mids, sparkling treble but without aggression. The EA500LM on other hand is closer to the bright Harman with a V-shaped presentation, more analytical, energetic, with a slight focus on detail and resolution, but with a slight bias towards brightness. It's a fun, crisp sound with a good slam. Overall, the Medusa is warmer and more forgiving for a long listening session, while EA500LM is more technical but requires a good sources, so it doesn't sound thin. If Medusa is about emotion and immersion, the EA500LM is about precision and wow, so much detail. At first, I thought Medusa was more modest, but then I realized it's just different, not worse. Comparing to the kiwiears Septet, there are two models with open design but different driver configuration. Septet is like a techno party in a large hall. Neutral bright with a V-shaped presentation, focus on detail and air, thanks to the open back and complex driver. 1 DD, 4 BA, 1 planar and 1 PZT for upper harmonics. It's lively, energetic, with higher texture and resolution, but can be tiring with its brightness. Septet is about precision and spaciousness, but requires a powerful source, unlike the lightweight Medusa. If Medusa is forgiving and fun for emotions, Septet is analytical with wow from technicalities, but at double the price. In conclusion, the CVJ Medusa is like dark audio goddess who first captivates you and then make you fall in love. The sound is balanced, lively, with open stage and natural timbre. Are they worth their $130? I think absolutely. The price-performance ratio is on top, especially the unboxing and sound. It's a W-shaped delivery, with tight and punchy bass, lively textured mids, and a crystal clear sparkling treble that together create harmony for any genres, from jazz to EDM, from gaming to movies. Among the cons are the modest bass for bass heads and the slight sharpness in the treble or on bright tracks, but there are minor things compared to the magic of Medusa. It's not perfect, but for the money it's damn close. Just try it for yourself. I'll fall in love with them and you will too. Okay guys, leave a comment with your thoughts on the Medusa and share your favorites in this price range. Like, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye bye.